Hello, I'm Christopher Crumley, Associate Editor at SDM Magazine, and today my guest is
Hi, I'm Caleb Augustine with Verkada.
wonderful. Thanks for making time. And just as an introduction, I suppose, why are we talking today?
Yeah, I'd love to inform your viewers and listeners more about kind of Verkada's channel pursuit, some of the updates that we're making to get closer to our best of breed partners. And Chris, as you can see, there's a landscape that's really developing in kind of our channel ecosystem today with IT centric partners and then security integrators. And it's couldn't be more excited on what we're building. And we have a story for all of them.
Wonderful. And I suppose, what is new? What are you guys sort of building right now?
Yeah, I'll first I probably should have introduced myself more formally. I lead our America's Channel organization, Chris, here at Verkada. And this is an organization that has grown very quickly. Certainly, as our top line revenue grows, our customer acquisition grows. We're almost 30,000 customers. We're adding almost 2,000 customers per quarter. And so the channel organization and a big motion of our company is to get closer with our channel. We believe this to be a really important lever and foundation for us to continue to accelerate growth and innovate with. And so couldn't be more proud of what we're building and who we're building with.
What sort of resources are you guys focusing on as far as supporting the channel right now?
Yeah, I think one thing, like if I were to jump back a little bit and kind of talk a little bit about the evolution of our channel, and I'll certainly answer your question, Chris, of like kind of the resources that we're bringing to bear. We started back in 2016 and 2017 trying to figure out product market fit as a company. This is a very established market, as you're aware of. And so we quickly learned that there was enthusiasm of a platform play and cloud managed. And this is certainly a tailwind for the industry right now, as you're aware of. But then we started bringing on a channel ecosystem and worked with folks that had kind of a vision that they believed physical security would be cloud managed at some point. These partners, again, we're thinking of customer centric solutions. And so we really fit the bill with a lot of these IT resellers. As I think we're seeing, and I don't want to understate kind of this momentum of kind of an IT buyer or an IT decision maker, and facilities still has a huge presence at this and a big stakeholder. But a lot of our IT VARs really helped us get to market, or these technology resellers. And as we've evolved the program, and at one point we had 8,000 partners worldwide. Kind of the goal of our program that we introduced about a year ago, we had a lot of data that led us to believe that here's the ideal profile of some of these partners, and like how do we get deeper and wider with fewer, who can help us deliver better customer outcomes. And so we created our very first, I'd say our formal partner program last February. And I'll tell you about some of the advancements that we've made. But we kind of built it on the ideals that we wanted a system to be very simple, very consistent, and transparent as the recipe to building channel relationships. Partners have to know you, they have to like you, they have to trust you. And so that's kind of the core tenet of what we're building as a partner organization. And oh yeah, they also need to be profitable. And so we're doing a lot of things, taking customer feedback, partner feedback, and building these programs to ensure that we're aligned of what's best of breed as a channel organization.
How are they offering the cloud? Are you guys cloud first? Are you more of a hybrid approach? Is it on-prem? Are you looking as on the edge?
Yeah, a lot of those, not every one of those. So I would describe us as hybrid cloud or cloud managed. And so that natively gives the opportunity to innovate very quickly. We do view it as a platform play. And I think that is one of the trends that we're seeing in the market, Chris. And I know you're relatively kind of new to this part, but I think even some of the things that you guys have quoted previously on some of the industry trends that SDM is seeing is we're also seeing the kind of the proliferation of the platform play. When you own the vertical stack, it just drives simplicity, user pleasurability. A lot of our clients and partners, there's typically a visceral reaction when they use the product because it just works so natively and integrated seamlessly to give our partners and our customers a really incredible experience. And it's been really disruptive in our space and gaining a lot of traction.
Wonderful. And you had mentioned just a moment ago, but kind of like short-term success, like, what you had kind of accomplished at this point, I believe, something to that effect with the channel.
Yeah.
Or I guess how that's going in a sense. So yeah, I wanted to ask a bit about more of the short-term side
Yeah.
of how this has gone.
I think I would describe myself as like seeking perfection, and this takes time to build at scale, as you realize. When I talked about partners have to like you, trust you, make money, these things take time to develop, and I think we're in a really sweet spot. We've had partners with us for years. We have new partners joining every single day. I was with a partner last night, or prospective partner here in New York, that is asking all those questions like, how can we work with you? How can we build a profitable business? How can we go take on this market together? And so, like, I think we're seeing really good success with a long-term lens. Like, we believe our company is generational. We believe kind of our partner program is only going to get better year over year. Customer feedback is a tenet of that. And so I think probably if you're a partner of Verkada's listening to this, you're probably sick of hearing from me and my peers and executives because we're always pinging them and texting them, calling them, asking how we can do things better, because we ultimately realize our success is dependent on our partner's success. And so I'll briefly talk about specifically one of the mantras or the goals that we have here internally, and we've told our partners, is the road to 50. So our goal as a company is to have 50% of our revenue sourced by our channel partners within fiscal year 27, which is a little more than a year away. And we're certainly projected at this point to do that. So the strides that we're making, the partners that we're building with, the product that we're giving them to resell and put in front of their customers is, an early success thus far. But we're going to continue to stay close with it, make sure we're taking the right feedback, both from a customer perspective and a partner's perspective, to go deliver this at scale and ultimately be a multi-billion-dollar business over time.
Attracting people to the channel, right? To Verkada specifically. And I suppose, how do you guys approach that?
Yeah, I think number one, channel is a sales role, right? And I think a core tenet of being a good salesperson is listening, being consultative, being honest. When we don't have the right solution, you certainly tell your partner, you tell your customer. And I think that's a tenet of our channel motion. The other thing about channel is, like, you're in conflict a lot, right? There's a lot of people involved. You have the customer, you have the partner, you have other partners involved. And so you have to be really great at conflict resolution and have a North Star. Like, ultimately, what are we trying to solve, and how do we do that with really high integrity? Is what I think separates businesses that are here for a couple of years and those that are generational. And that's certainly what I'm driving into our channel, is that we're going to do it the right way. We're going to build these partnerships with trust and transparency. We also know that sometimes there is conflict and sometimes there is bad news, but communication is key to be building these relationships. The other thing that we have to do, Chris, is we have to continue to innovate. The partner that I just mentioned I was with last night is like, they want to know that we're innovating at breakneck speeds and that they can deliver best of breed functionality and products to their customers. And I think Verkada is really uniquely situated to do both. We're innovating and building trusted relationships. And I wouldn't say that's a fail-safe way to go take market, but it's certainly a great way to do it.
Another question I have, I know you mentioned that your North Star is the fiscal year 2027, 50% of your profit coming from channel sales, but also the new year just happened. And so I'm curious about 2025. Is there anything specifically on your mind or Verkada's mind for 2025?
Yeah, happy to. So some of the updates that we've made to our partner program, which goes live on February 1st, which will be our fiscal year 26. A couple of things. And again, it goes back to taking customer feedback and seeing this landscape. I described the landscape of kind of we've went to market with technology resellers, IT resellers, and now we're working with a lot of physical security integrators. And we wanted a program that was equitable for both. And security integrators, one of the things that we're building in our new program is a plus designation. And I think this is important, certainly to your audience, who a lot of these are very close to the industry, and a lot of integrators are likely listening to this. We took feedback to heart on this, and they're uniquely positioned because in a lot of their markets, they can resell the technology, they can be their customer's best advisor, but then they also take incredible pride on delivering these solutions to our joint customers. But there's also an inherent cost to do that when you employ your own technicians, and you don't, in some cases they will outsource, but those that primarily deliver that on a full service scope, so integrators that have W-2 technicians deliver it, we're giving them a separate price book going into next year to account for the inherent costs of doing that at scale. And so I think that's one of our commitments to our channel partners and certainly our integrators, is that we hear you and we welcome the feedback. And not only are we listening, we're iterating. And I think that's a core tenet of what we're doing. Like, we have to go deliver on some of this. And so they'll have a separate price book. We also rate our partners on NPS score, making sure they're delivering incredible customer service. Because we believe, and I think most companies believe, Chris, that when you have a customer that is excited and getting value out of whatever they purchase, they'll end up buying more and they'll consume more. And we believe our integrators or our subcontractors play a big role in setting them up for success out of the gate. I'm proud to say our NPS across our authorized partner tiers averages about 67 or 68. And for those that are acutely aware of NPS, that's world class.
A couple of things. One of them is a little bit lighter. Is that a Verkada pin on the collar?
Yeah, these are.
I like that.
Yeah, I made them for some of our channel team, and every time somebody sees me with this pin, they ask for one. They're a very limited quantity, Chris, but I'm happy to send one if you'll wear it on the next podcast.
Oh. I'm not opposed. And the last thing I kind of want to ask is there anything you feel like you didn't necessarily get to in terms of what you had mentioned?
Yeah, I think one thing that we also built in the new program is we're now designating it, certainly in the Americas, we do have theaters in EMEA and JPAC that will have their own requirements, but we also looked at this year building a regional track, and these are typically on average partners with less than 500 employees, and then kind of a national track. And that's based on requirements. So national partners are typically larger in size, they typically have larger scale. And so we built some of our goals and our requirements around the concept that not all partners are built equally. And so again, a tenet of our new partner program, and it has been, is making sure that we build equitable programs based on your unique company size and scale and capabilities. And so we're proud to get closer to our partners on that as it relates to the new program. One of the other things that we're certainly proud of is we realize it's important for our best partners, and certainly partners that are growing with us, to have increased incentives. Our diamond partners, and we have about less than 20 globally, we're giving them rebates for the first time this fiscal year, and just more commitment from us that we view our best partners to be incredibly valuable for our scale and our growth. We're going to be investing 200% more in our marketing development funds for our partners to go jointly co-market with us and help them build more leads and more opportunities. And again, I think the tenet of our new partner program is partner profitability. And as you can imagine, we want our partners to be profitable. Profitable partners will continue to reinvest in their businesses, and we hope reinvest in more of their Verkada resources. And they want us to be profitable as well, because profitable companies innovate. And as I go back to that conversation that I had with a partner here in New York last night, we owe that to partners as well, is to continue to innovate, give them best of breed products so that they can feel confident in the solutions that they're bringing to bear to our joint customers.
Yeah, and one of the last things I wanted to mention also is, you've obviously talked about it quite a bit over the last few minutes, but the SIA top 10 megatrends comes to mind. The number one trend was evolution of the channel. So interesting to me.
Yeah, I'll give you my take on that, Chris. And,
Sure.
and I think it would be it'd be disingenuous to suggest that a lot of those 10 trends are based on Verkada, but you can see the correlation of us coming into the market and driving some of these I'd argue systemic changes in the industry. And I think you do have a convergence of like IT and integrator happening in real world. And like what I'm seeing is those integrators that are visionaries, that see this trend of on-prem to cloud managed happening and building practices around the velocity of that and driving services, whether it's MSP, adding value services around maintenance and customer care and installation from a cloud perspective. Those are the ones that are, I think, going to see the greatest gain. But you're also seeing IT partners start to build these practices internally, and they're like, a lot of these were born in the cloud, and so like their speed and their desire to get there quickly, I've frankly have never seen. And I'll use a term for you, and perhaps others have used it. I believe kind of this middle ground I like to refer to as a modegrator, a modern integrator. And I've never seen a better opportunity for modegrators to really go build a business. And that's either you can already be an established IT reseller and build it quickly, or you can be an integrator that's established and get to the middle quickly. And it's like moving fast, iterating quickly, driving change quickly for your clients, having them see success quicker than you can on-prem. And if you're a new business owner and thinking of a great market right now, I would argue modegrator is an incredible space. You see a lot of PE money coming in to these integrators, and EBITDA is very important. That's why SaaS is so desired to drive top line margin and expansion and multiples if there's an acquisition. And so really interesting time in our field, and I'm certainly interested to see how it plays out. But I think from a Verkada perspective, it puts us in a really nice place that we've built a program that encompasses the best of breed of all of our partner types. And you'll see 12 months from now, our program will even be that much better. And it will evolve as kind of our industry evolves.
I just want to say thanks, Caleb, for making time.
Yeah, no, Chris, it was a pleasure being here today. Genuinely appreciated the dialogue, and thanks for giving me access to you, your team, and the industries. Couldn't be a better place to be right now in the industry.